When I began my work on personality, I was fascinated by the parts of human behavior that were not entirely socially acceptable. For decades, psychology had focused on positive traits, empathy, and what makes people cooperative and pro-social. But I was intrigued by the opposite, the manipulative, self-serving tendencies that seem to lie beneath the surface of everyday interactions. How do some individuals navigate the world using charm, cunning, or sheer lack of conscience? What personality structures enable people to exploit, deceive, or dominate others while appearing normal or even charismatic? This curiosity led me to explore what is now commonly called the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. I wanted to create a framework that allowed us to measure these traits systematically, not just in clinical populations, but in everyday social settings. Narcissism, with its grandiose self-image and craving for admiration, is familiar to most of us. Machiavellianism, the tendency to manipulate others strategically for personal gain, reveals itself in subtle behaviors, negotiating, scheming, and taking advantage of social structures. Psychopathy, of course, represents the extreme lack of empathy and impulsive, often reckless behavior. My goal was never to label people as bad, but to understand the mechanisms behind these traits and how they interact. What I found was fascinating. The dark triad traits often co-occur, yet each has its own unique signature. Narcissists seek attention and validation. Machiavellians calculate and plan, and psychopaths act without remorse, often taking risks others would avoid. Together, these traits illuminate why certain people can succeed in competitive environments, even when their behaviors might harm others. By developing reliable measurement tools and conducting research in both laboratory and natural settings, I hope to shed light on the subtle ways these traits influence interpersonal dynamics, leadership, and even organizational behavior. Understanding the dark triad is not about fear or judgment. It is about awareness. When we can recognize these traits in ourselves and others, we gain insight into human motivation, vulnerability, and resilience. Knowledge is the first step toward managing social relationships more effectively, and I remain committed to uncovering the patterns behind the darker sides of personality. Thank you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe